Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Ow. Oh, yeah, I know. Delicious. But we like to moisturize. Look at my face. My wife is picking off all these little oil and hair wax. I don't know, because I wear a sleep mask. And she was getting them last night. Jesus Christ. Moisturizer. Just in case you're wondering. Ooh, I'm almost out. Some more. That's how I look so young, so beautiful. Is it Maybelline? I don't think I turned the light on downstairs. We'll be right back. What time is it? Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
You know, you guys, I thought you would change. I thought all you guys would change. I thought you guys would get a clue, grow up a little bit. But no, none of you have changed. And as much as I limped back onto Facebook after my ban for 6 months, I figured, all right, so I missed the whole election swath, you know, the trading of the guard, changing of the guard from Biden to Trump and all that. And, you know, leading up to my ban in September, I'll get to the ban here in a minute to give you a recap for all of our first listeners out there. What the hell is that? I sound like a robot for a minute. But, you know, and all the political ads and, you know, did you know that Trump did this? Did you know that Biden did this? And back and blah, 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 back and forth. Then I get banned. And the reason why I got banned is because I had an Instagram page from a podcast or something I did a long time ago. And like, I left it up to someone to post stuff on it every day. And somehow that person who had the access was the admin, got hacked, or that thing got hacked. Well, it's all connected to Meta and everything. Basically, anything that I own Meta got shut down. My personal page, all my Facebook or all my podcast pages, everything, which is fine by me. I needed to redistribute and everything and readjust my the way I approach stuff as far as advertising podcasts and stuff. Now, if you're just joining us, this is 50. This is my therapy. I just do this just for me only. If anyone out there can take away a little bit from it, it's for my mental health. I'm 52 now. I've been doing the show for almost 3 years. And it's just one of those things that it's cheaper than therapy. It's cheaper to get this out of my head and in a media platform where people can listen to it and go, well, you know, you're an idiot. No, you're right. No, you're wrong. You know, that type of stuff. I don't care. But it's the things that when you get older and things that you're just noticing that, like I said, things never change. So I got back on Facebook. I know I was rambling there for a minute, but I got back on Facebook and I'm like, okay, I am going to pick and choose, handpick and hand choose everyone that I'm going to be quote unquote friends with on my personal page. So I did that. I started with family members. I said that'd be safe. And then I did, you know, high school friends, and I already told you all this, but I had to, I'm starting to block people because they still haven't changed. We're what, month 4 into the presidential thing? That's what I'm saying about changing. And they're still posting, you know, just garbage. Is this your life? Is this what you want to do? So I'm starting to block people left and right again. And I'm like, God damn, I thought we were over this by now. I thought we were mature. I thought we were adults. I thought we could sit here and have a decent conversation and show pictures of happy birthdays. And this is what I had for lunch. And this is my, the new flowers I put in my garden. No, you guys are fucking horrible. You're terrible. All of you are fucking terrible. To sit there and go, and push your views and your opinions on me as I sit here behind a microphone and talk to you people at the same time. I know it's, hello, Kettle. And, but do you understand that you're going to lose friends if people look at you in public? Like some of the friends I haven't seen since high school. And I go, this is the path you took. This is the path you take. Now, to get this out in the open, I am a diehard conservative. Sorta. As long as it does not affect me in my pursuit of happiness, in my pursuit of achieving my goals, I don't care what happens. Okay? Well, what about the small man? What about the common man? The common man has every other right. Well, Travis, you can say that because you're a single, not a single white female. I'm a white male in a world. The white male, we don't even know what a white male is anymore based on all this other stuff. So as long as you don't affect or get in the way of my pursuit of excuse me. See, someone's choking me up. For my pursuit of happiness, I don't care. I mean, I do to a certain point, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, oh my God, I gotta tell everyone on my Facebook page they must agree with me or they're wrong. And you want to argue with the wall. So I'm back on Facebook. We have a This Is 50 on Facebook as well. I've got to switch up some stuff. I use Opus Clips. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a platform where you can take long length videos, but using AI, it'll pick and choose sections of it. You tell if you want it between a minute to 3 minutes. If you want it to pick a topic and you're on one topic for whatever, and I use it for all the different shows that I do. This is I do 4 different shows. Each one has a different background. Each one has a different theme. But this one I do for me. But the Facebook thing. So I went from when I got banned, I think I had the max out on my personal page, like 5,000 followers. Now, I don't know if they were all my friends or they were just part of it because I was using the podcast. I was using my personal page for the podcast promotions. Now I go back through and I think I've got 119, I think. And I had some family members on there, and then I got to thinking about it. I go, do I want the family members to know what I'm doing? I don't, not that I don't care about them, but we don't do anything together. We're not a family. We are definitely not a family. We are distant cousin relationships, basically. On both sides, my mom's side or my dad's side. We're not a family anymore. And one thing that my mom says as we were growing up and, I was turning into an adult and, people were dropping off in the family, dying. My mom says the family's getting smaller. Well, we have reached pinnacle smallness in our family. I have no brothers and sisters. I'm an only child. Shocker. I know everyone's out there rolling their eyes. Oh, yeah, I call that one from a mile away. My mom's gone. My dad lives with us now. This is going on 3 years of my dad living here. And, not that, I'm not going to say that me and my dad don't get along. It's just, he's a roommate. He's a guy that lives with me who I call dad. I have my opinions and stuff. He doesn't steer me in any directions, which is basically, I guess that's why my outlook on life is, hey, don't bother me. Let me do my thing. And I'll let you do your thing as long as it doesn't interfere with the life path I'm taking. I know I'm opening up real big on the beginning of the show. I know I got a lot of stuff to talk about, especially what's happening with my dad's brother, my uncle, that just popped up here recently. And I was like going, Jesus Christ almighty. It's definitely that side of the family always has drama. And not to get out their dirty laundry, but it just hit the spin cycle, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So take a little break. So stick around. I'll be right back. I was at Lowe's the other day. Now, I live on 22 some odd acres, and I say 22 some odd. You ever seen where it says, land for sale, and it says 22 and then plus or minus and, 0.66 or something like that? Yeah, that's the plus or minus 22 because they can't get it right. They will eventually, with the satellites and stuff and drones. But we do have a horse farm. We do have 2 horses. We have a retired show horse and a pasture buddy, and then we have another horse off our campus here. That's at a training facility with like 16 other horses, and my wife rides and shows and, all that stuff. But here in North Carolina, it is Lowe's country. I worked for Home Depot for 20 years, on and off. I say on and off. Part-time, full-time, the part-time. I kept my foot in the door at any given time because it was always a good fallback. If I needed a job, I was in between jobs, in between career jobs like this, I could always fall back on Home Depot. But up here, there's the closest Home Depot's like, I think, 65 miles away. The closest Lowe's, because we're out in the middle of nowhere, is 22 miles away. So if I need to get wood or anything like that, I'm building a ramp for my dad. Because his legs are shot. He's 78 years old. He can't walk. I mean, he can walk, but it's not far. When he gets out of his car, he's got to have one of those little mobile cart things. And, so... And our house, the way the buildings are here in North Carolina, they all have crawl spaces underneath. So what's that mean? The house sits up. And no matter what door you come in on our property, and we have 1, 2, 3, we have 3 access to the house. It's 6 steps, minimum 6 steps to get up there, to get up to the main house. Jeeves, get over here. So... I'm building my dad a ramp to get up to we have a landing platform. We have a sun deck out there, basically, where we do our grilling and cooking and stuff. And I don't have any easy access to that deck without, doing 2 steps. So I'm building him a ramp. So I had to go to Lowe's. That's where I'm going with this. Went to Lowe's, and I'm always, it's the middle of the day, and I'm walking around, and, I'm looking for this. Lowe's has got the worst customer service ever, every single one of them. There's a couple lifers there, but every time I go in there, it's like the whole entire batting lineup has changed. And I'm like, who the fuck is this person now? Where's this person? Where's Tommy? Where's Edna? Where's all these people? And usually the commercial checkout is religious as far as having someone who knows the commercial checkout. Even at Home Depot, they have the same commercial cashier at the register there. So I'm sitting in line. I got my planks of deck wood and all this, and I'm sitting in line. I'm waiting, and I get up to the register, and there's this little short. I say short. She's probably 5'2", 5'3". I'm 6'1", 6'2", depending on what 7-Eleven I'm walking out of. And so anything smaller than my wife is short. My wife is 5'9". So this woman was about 5'2", black lady, and the reason why I bring this up is because I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but I need to say this. She was a black woman, probably early 60s, if not late 50s. You can't tell. I mean, it's true. It doesn't crack. And not a heavy set woman. She's probably 5'2", maybe 160, maybe 170 pounds. She's a little stocky. She's a little, I don't want to say roly-poly. She's got a little size to her. She'll take you out. She will. She'll clip your knees and take you down. And I walk into the store, and, I'm like, oh, hello, how are you? And she's, hi, how are you? And glasses on, and her hair's done up real nice, and she's got like a kindergarten teacher bob haircut, straight hair. And, I get my wood and stuff, and I'm waiting to check out. There's a couple contractor guys that don't speak English in front of me. Get them out of here! Deport them! See, that type of stuff. That's what's on the Facebook page. So she's trying to help him out and know your phone number, okay? Phone number. You have to put your phone number in the keypad. Cóbrame el teléfono. Ponlo uno niño. El nombre. Ore, escobre. 0000000. So she's trying to help him out. She's doing the best she can to get these people out of the store, cash them out and let them go on about their day. And I come up next to her, and she's like, hello, how are you? And she's already exhausted from the two guys in front of me. And she comes around with her little tag gun, if you're watching this here on the YouTube video, he's a little scanner gun. And she's like, how many you got of these, honey? And I go, I got 7. And I said, let me check. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 7. They're all the same. 7, 7, 7. So she scans them all, and I get a thing of screws, deck screws, and a couple other odds and end items. As I'm standing there, she's come out around the counter and come back to her station. And I could smell her. And it's I'm not saying like she stunk. She smelled very nice. So I'm sitting there the whole entire time. She's scanning all the Simpsons highs, the metal hangers for like wood and stuff like that. And she's scanning. I got a bunch of them. She's scanning them. And I'm sitting there. I'm like going, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's nice, but don't say it. Don't say it. It's nice. She smelled nice. She smelled nice. Don't say it. Don't say it. She smelled nice. No, you have to tell her. No, you have to tell her. No. You anything else, honey? Nope, that's it. And I put my card in. Here's your receipt. And I go, thank you very much. And I said, by the way, you smell very nice. And her eyes, oh, thank you, darling. And I walked out, and I'm pushing the cart, and I go, what made me, in my mind, other than I'm somewhat crazy, debatable whether I'm crazy or not, I felt like I needed to tell her, basically give her a compliment to help her through her day. Because I don't know how her day was going. I know how her day was going before me with the two guys in front of me, but after me, what's going to happen? So I said to her, wow, you really smell nice. And she's like, oh, thank you, darling. Have a good day. And I said, I will. You do the same. And I pushed my cart out and I start walking. And I literally went and shook my head down in the parking lot going, why the fuck did I tell her that? And then I started thinking, why am I beating myself up that I told her that? I think I was beating myself up that I told her that because my mind was like going, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. But she smells nice. But my heart, as small as it is, said, you know what? You should tell her, give her a compliment. Women love compliments. Or do they? I mean, that's the other side of the Facebook page. Don't compliment a woman. That's harassment. No, you look lovely today. That HR harassment. I said to her, you smelled very nice. And, and as I'm walking out to my vehicle, my Chevy Silverado 2500 series, high country, and I'm putting the planks in the back of the bed there, I'm sitting there going, I hope she has a really good day. I hope that whatever that little phrase that I said gets her through anything bad, at least for the next hour. And then maybe on her drive home, she'll think about, that gentleman, he didn't have to say anything to me. He could have just nodded his head, paid his bill, and went on about his day. And her not knowing that, hey, I noticed that she smelled nice. So I just threw it out there. Can we just be a little nicer to people? That's all. Oh, when we come back, my wife and I had a discussion about towels. And it's the weirdest thing. Now, my wife and I have been married for 11 years, but she literally, when she goes, hey, babe, if you're watching me here on the YouTube video, babe, can you please? And I'll tell you what she said. So stick around. I'll be right back. I don't know what is wrong with me. I know. Everyone lines up. Where do I start? My wife and I, let me explain the situation that I think it's leading into this. So my wife and I have been married for 11 years. During my whole entire dating time and being married to her, my wife, she's always ridden horses, whether in a show or constantly training to better herself and do all that stuff. My wife has now evolved into she started doing shows over the last 2 years, 2.5 years now. I'd say started doing shows. She was doing shows before We moved up to North Carolina. She needed a new community, and now she's working on getting herself a little bit better as far as doing shows. And she's been doing shows and doing well at shows. So getting her confidence back, basically, quote unquote, getting back into the saddle. Her weekends, the shows are usually run on the weekends. So she will take, 3 days off, or 3 days, Friday. She'll leave Friday, shows on Saturday, another show on Sunday, and then she's back on Monday or Sunday afternoon, depending on if it's close by. Now, we're close enough to Aiken, South Carolina, so it's a 3-hour drive. So if she has a ride at 3 o'clock on Sunday, she can pack everything up and be home by 8 o'clock that night. The reason why I bring this up is because every month this year has been a show. So there's a lot more of Travis alone time. Whether she's, doing her normal daily training or she's working. Now, my wife works in Charlotte. It's an hour drive into Charlotte from where we're at, and then it's an hour drive home. So there's a lot of times where she's not getting home until 9:45 at night. And, I'm already, I've eaten, everything's done. All the chores and stuff are done here on the property, and I'm already like half asleep. I'm staying up to welcome her home, and I'm in bed. So where I'm going is we don't get to see each other a whole lot. And it's getting more frequent now, not far, but it's getting more frequent now, which doesn't bother me. I support her and everything she does. But I think in the back of my mind, there's that little green guy of jealousy that I'm not getting enough time with my wife. And believe me, emotionally, I don't think that. Our relationship is great. Everything's great. We still communicate. Everything's good. There's no fights. There's no nothing. There's blah, 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 blah. But I think what's happened is we just got back from Nashville. We went the first week of April. We went to Nashville for 5 days. We had a great time, enjoyed each other's company. We ate food. We went on bike rides. We went on, touring trips. We went, saw live bands. It was great. And then, you come home and then we get back into the same old thing where, she's working late, and then on the weekend she's gone on horse shows. So it's like I don't get enough us time together. So I've been having bad dreams, and to the point where I'm like waking up in the middle of the night, go, it's your buzz wearing off, ding dong. No. But it's 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, and I reach over to make sure she's there, and I wake up and I said, I had bad dreams last night. She's like, what did you do? I said, well, we were at a concert and you didn't want to hang out with me. You wanted to hang out with your friends. She's like, no. And then I had another dream about, this, and, I'm boring for you and you're off with your friends. No, you're not boring. She's like, babe, you are far from boring. You are far. Sometimes I need a break from you. I go, well, I know that. I can get complex at times. She's like, no, I mean, not that I exhaust her. Hold on, my nose bleeding? No. Got a little runnage there. But I can't concentrate on like the horse stuff if you're around, because I'm worried about you too, making sure you're happy and everyone's happy. She's a people person, people pleaser, I guess. So I said, I've been having bad dreams. She's like, well, cut it out. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Sorry. What was I thinking? No more bad dreams. No more bad dreams. And that's gotten to be my mantra when I go to bed. I'm like, all right, honey, I'm going to bed, and I roll over and kiss her. And she's like, I'm going to watch a little bit more TV. And I put my earplugs in because I'm a princess. I put my earplugs in. I have my little face mask on that causes all these little oil dots on my face. Not oil dots. They're little bumps on my face. And I go to sleep. And my mantra is no bad dreams. I always say that, no bad dreams. And she goes, no bad dreams. She pats me on the back. No bad dreams. I said, no bad dreams. I wake up in the morning. I had bad dreams last night. She's like, will you fucking cut it out? She doesn't say fucking. She rarely cusses. So one of the conversations that we had, we're in the process of remodeling our bathroom. Oh, joy. So in the process of remodeling our bathroom, we don't have We've got a walk-in shower, but we don't have shower doors on it because we haven't picked out. We're going to expand the shower out a little bit more, so I didn't want to buy doors if they didn't fit. So we have the old school, high school, or dorm room curtain. You know, it's got the tension bar on top, and you've got the pretty pattern on the outside and that vinyl thing on the inside that sucks to you when the hot water comes on and fucking chokes you. No, they gotten better with those. And right outside our shower, you know, the wall there, I've got, for whatever reason, I know what reason, I'm not going to tell her, there are 4 hooks, like behind the door hooks, but it's on a plaque, like a piece of wood. And then a huge towel rack with 2 hooks on the end of that. Because, you know, when I take my clothes off, I don't want them to go on the floor because of the shower. You know, it kind of, sometimes the water gets out. So I hang my shirt goes on this hook, my pants go on this hook, and then I grab a towel off one of the other hooks, and then I throw it over the top because I don't like soap in my eyes. And then, so I have a towel inside the shower, halfway in and halfway out of the shower over the rod there, and take a shower. And then when I'm done, I take the towel and spread it out wide and throw it over the curtain rod. She asked me in passing, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, hey, when you're done with your towel, can you hang it up on the hook? I said, okay. And that was it. That's all she said to me. That was like 2-3 months ago. When we started the remodel of the bathroom. Still not done yet. We're still working on doing it. It takes a lot. We can't find anyone to come out here to do our bathroom. It's, like I said, we're out in the middle of nowhere, so we're trying to do it ourselves. So the other day, because I had the bad dreams. No, this is why I had bad dreams. She said to me, I'm taking a shower and I'm wiping myself off. Easy, ladies. Taken. And I'm wiping myself off. And she goes, and she's in the bathroom with me. And she's, you know, doing her hair or whatever. And she goes, can I ask a favor? And I go, yeah, sure. What's going on? Can you please? And she's learned how, she's got a wordsmith the way she asks me to do stuff because I'll pick it apart. When you're done with your towel, can you please put it on the hook and not over the top of the shower rod to dry out? I said, well, I can. I don't mind doing that. I'll do that for you. But let me explain something to you. This is the back and forth that we have. If I take a damp towel, babe, wipe my body off. Now I've got this damp towel. I'm going to put it on this hook on the side of the wall here. When I come back tomorrow to use this towel, because what do you use a towel every 3 days and throw it away or something? I don't know. Burn it. I never see the end result. There's always a new towel there for some reason. I grab this towel again off of this hook. It is still damp from the night before. It has not completely dried out. So when I put it over the shower curtain rod, because we have the exhaust fan in the bathroom, it dries it out lickety split. She says, yes, but. So this is her retort. But the liner that's in the shower and the towel's hanging over that liner, it causes mildew on the liner. I'm like, okay. And she's like, I don't want to clean the liner. I said, okay. Yeah, babe, I'll do that for you. So the next night, I get my towel off the hook and I throw it over the top because I don't like soap in my eyes. And if I get soap in my eyes, I need somewhere to wipe it. And I'm sitting in the shower and I'm looking at the top rail where the liner and my towel is sitting. And I literally like peeled the towel back and looked at the liner to see if there's mold or mildew on it. There was no mold or mildew on that thing. There was mold and mildew where the shower talk, babe. There was mold and mildew on the corner where the shower curtain liner is a little too big for our opening. You know, I think our opening is like 5 foot and it's like a 6 foot one. So it bunches up. That bunch up there in the corner where, you know, kind of ripples on itself, that's where all the mold and mildew's happening because it's bunched up. So I didn't want to say, babe, it's not the towel, it's the curtain, you know, but she wants me to put it on the hook. I'll put it on the hook, no problem. I'll do that every time until she comes across and says, why is there mold and mildew in the shower in the top of the corner of the vinyl? And I'll be, well, babe, it's not me. We bought drugs. Yep. We bought some drugs in Nashville. And I'll tell you how that went down when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. So not to get too political, but I guess a couple months ago, I really don't look at this too much. And what I'm referring to is my my retirement fund. I had through 20 years of Home Depot, and I did work for a small company up here in Charlotte for a little bit while we got established. And I had a 401k, and the 401k did very, very well. Now this is, we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2013, somewhere around there, 2013. And I had a well-paying job at a facility, not Home Depot. And, I did at Home Depot. I worked in Kannapolis Home Depot for about a year and a half, and said, this is too far for me to drive, and found a place closer and rolled over my 401k into that business, and then left that business. And then so I sit here with a 401k. So I'm like, well, what am I doing with it? So I said, let me go ahead and invest this in a IRA. And when Trump started doing the tariffs thing, the stock market just was diving. I mean, diving, but not for nothing. I had, and I'm going to throw this figure out. It's close to what I had, but I had close to $50,000 in, my 401k. And when Biden took over, I almost lost half of it. And so I'm like going, all right, cash it out and do something with it. And when I put it into a Roth IRA or traditional IRA, I was doing well with it. And then actually I take that back. When was Obama, Trump, and then Biden? So anyway, somewhere in there I've lost $20,000 out of the 50,000 that I had. So I'm like, God damn it. So then it was starting to come back, and then the Trump did the whole tariff things, and then not to get not CNN or whatever. What's the madman, the guy who does the stock brokering changes and stuff? I stuck it in an IRA, two or three different ones, and contribute to it because I'm independent contractor now for the most part, and I was losing so much money, and I said, I'm stop adding to my IRA, my Roth IRA, until they can figure out what's going on. So just recently now, this is the end of April, I'm starting to see growth again in my IRAs. And I'm like, great, I'm up, 5%, I'm up 8%, I'm up, 6%. And, every day I'm gaining. I'm like, oh, sweet. A very wise man told me about a year ago, hey, Capital One has a CD that's giving a 5% return. I said, at the time I had nothing, I wasn't contributing anything in my investments or anything like that. I was just stockpiling in my savings account, which gives you what, 1.2, maybe 0.2% on a return. So he's like, yeah, it's an automatic, and it matures after 2 years and 5%, 4.97 or something like that. I said, that's pretty good. So I threw the little honeypot that I was saving, contributing to my savings account, took that little chunk and threw it in Capital One and just let it sit there. I don't need it to do anything. It's not liquid. It's an investment. So sat there on it. Now it's matured, and I'm starting to look at my IRAs. And like I said, I'm getting, 5%, 3%, 6% daily. I'm looking at it. I'm like, sweet. I said, let me go ahead and jump on this now and transfer my CD over to one of my IRA accounts. Did I lose half the audience already? It's not the money part that was getting me. It's the people that I had to deal with to get this done. That's where I'm going. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, how do I do this? And I'm like looking at my account and I'm like, all right, ask for help. And you chat with someone and you get a chat bot and you're like going, oh, well, this guy's not going to help me. Do you need to talk to customer service? Yes. So I call Wells Fargo because that's where my account's at for the IRA. And I said, hey, I've got a Capital One CD. I want to take that money. It's matured and I want to move it over to one of my IRA accounts. Okay, sir, I'll help you with that. Do you know the I'm like, yes. So he had to verify who I was and all that stuff. Come to find out, he's literally like a 911 dispatcher on his first day going through the flow chart. You ever seen those big books that's got like laminated pages? I'm having a heart attack. Okay, hold on. He flips the heart attack page over. First, check if the patient's breathing. I'm the patient. I'm breathing. Okay, second, check the pulse. That type of stuff. So that's the guy I got to transfer this money over. Okay, sir, hold on. I'm trying to get you the right form. Is it a traditional or a Roth? I said, it's in front of you. I don't know. It doesn't say it on my side. You have my account information. Oh, okay. What you need is the W5694 form, and I'll email it to you. Anything else? Okay, see you, bye. No, that's it. Thank you, Johnny. So I wait and I get the paper in my email address. It's one of those DocuSigns and stuff. It says fill it out. And I look at it, I go, I'm filling it out. How much money do you want to transfer? The total amount. I don't care. Baller. The total amount of the CD. And I get to the bottom, it says sign. And I go, well, hold on a minute. How does this know what account I'm pulling from and what account it's going to? I said, God damn it. And it just says traditional, common transfer of funds to an IRA. And I go, God damn the fucking kid. That's not what I wanted. So I get back on the phone. And I get Jerome. Now, I hate to say this. When I got Jerome, I was kind of like, shit. But that's just the nature of the way things are. How you doing, Mr. Holmes? I'm good. How can I help you today? I'm trying to get this. And I told him the whole thing. As soon as I said, he goes, yes, sir, you got the wrong form. I know exactly what form you need. As soon as you said you were transferring from a CD to our account, you got the wrong form. So hold on one sec. I don't know why he sounds like this Southern gentleman now. But he sent me the form. And he goes, and I'm going to stay on the line with you. And massa. He didn't say that. That's the kind of the voice I'm doing, though. He goes, and I'll make sure you fill that thing out, and we make sure you get you taken care of right now. Okay, cool, Jerome. That's exactly what I wanted. So he sends me the form, and I wait. He goes off the air for a minute. He goes, it'll take a minute or two for it to transfer over to you. I'm waiting. Facebook, fuck you. Scrolling through Facebook. Fuck you. Block. Did you get it yet, sir? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Okay. Now, where it says your name, go ahead and fill that out for me. The account number you need is, and he told me the account number, 316-914, and then just go to your Capital One account, copy and paste that, and then tell them that you want the full amount, and then that's it. At the bottom of the page, sign it, do the DocuSign and stuff, and you're good to go. I said, that's it? He goes, yep. You're all done, sir. I said, well, how long does it take? He goes, it takes about 4 days to process, another 3 days for the money to transfer over, and another 2 days for it to show up and register in your account. He goes, that's just a polite way of saying 10 days. I said, well, at least I know the steps. I know what's going on. Everything's good. So he goes, anything else for you? Massa. No, he didn't say that. I said, no. I said, thank you very much for your help. Well, we appreciate you being a Wells Fargo customer. Have a nice day, sir. And I'm going to send you a survey. All right, there. Take care. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like going, well, what the fuck happened? What the hell happened to Johnny? Johnny? Oh, sir. Oh, my God. I've never done this before. Fire that guy. Fire him. Tell my wife to fire him. So everything's done. Everything's transferred over. Hopefully, I'll take it somewhat advantage of the rising rates or whatever that's going on as far as interest returns. So my wife and I were in Nashville, and we loved it. Had a great time, even though there was a band of tornadoes. If you were in the Midwestern states and stuff, there was a band of storms that came through, and Nashville got 2 of them, and we were there during that time. But we didn't get hit. It was just a little bit of rain, and then bad rain, and then beautiful days, and that type of stuff. We went on a hold on, I got to take a little. We went on a. Well, hold on. Let me backtrack a little bit. So in the building that we were staying at, we were on the 9th floor. We had the corner apartment or whatever, Airbnb, so we could see out to the right and then go around to the other side of the room and see out to the left. It was a beautiful place, beautiful apartment. It was kind of set up for, I didn't realize that Nashville is a destination point for bachelorette parties. This room was set up for a bachelorette party. There was those Govee lights all over the place, and you can remote control, all over the walls and everything. They had an actual photo booth room. It used to be a closet, and they had all lights and stuff in there, a little Ring camera. But it was nice. It was cool. It was a neat experience. And as we're sitting out, watching the traffic go by underneath us, we saw this big, huge covered trailer, being pulled by a tractor. And I said, well, that looks fun. And we were on their path. So, we'd have breakfast and we'd see them out there, That looks like fun. Let's do that. That looks like fun. So we did. We signed up for it. We did the 1:30 showing, I guess. And I think it holds maybe 50 people. And then you've got a bartender in the front and, another bartender in the back of the trailer. Big, huge, probably 30-foot, 40-foot trailer. Covered. You got ropes and stuff that you have to hang on so you don't fucking fall out or whatever. And the whole thing took probably 2 hours. They said an hour and a half, but it was 2 hours round trip. And you're going, well, how do you go to the bathroom? Well, there's one place that they stop about 45 minutes in, but you can whatever you want. Beer, wine, liquor, all that stuff. And they would pump up music, and they would do all right, any bachelorettes? And there was the whole bus was just full of, the trailer was full of bachelorettes. So as we're waiting to go on our ride, you sit in the place, and they had the hub was all decked out. They had a bull riding thing. They had one of those, I don't know what, the bouncy balls where it's got horns on it when you're bouncing around. They had a full bar inside as you're waiting, or if you come back, if you want to hang out. And I go to the bar, and they got this big laminated sheet. And I go, if I buy a drink here, can I bring it on the bus with me? Oh, yeah, sure. Or I say bus. It's a trailer being pulled by a tractor that's covered. Yeah, you can bring whatever you want. And I go, well, what's this over here? And I see THC-infused beers. And I go, you guys sell those here? Oh, yeah, we sell them here. I didn't know. I thought Nashville was a whatever state where it's not medical or anything like that. She's like, I don't. That's the best part. Now, this woman, the bartender, cute girl behind the counter, probably about 7 months pregnant. Still has the bartender top where half her tits are hanging out, and because she's pregnant, of course, they're double the size. And she's like, I know the laws in this county, and I forget what the Nashville County name is. Starts with a D. I don't know about anywhere else. I said, okay. I said, and then you've got these packets of THC CBD gummies? She's like, yep. I said, look, kind of elbows on the counter. If you're watching me here on the YouTube video, I said elbows on the counter. I said, look, we just got back from Vancouver, and, they had real THC gummies. I said my wife and I took a 5 milligram one. It was kind of nice. It was relaxing. And then we took, not by mistake, but we just said, let's ramp it up a little bit. I think we did a 10 or 20 milligrams. Oh, that was not a good time. I said, so these things say 20 milligrams. What am I going to get? She's like, it's not 20 milligrams. There's 2 in there that are 10 milligrams a piece. So they say 20 milligrams on the package. So each one is 10 milligrams. I said, okay, all right, got you there. I said, is this THC or is this CBD? She goes, I don't know. But let me tell you. I said, oh, yeah, I'm all ears. She's like, I've taken one because I work here. So I want to, speak about the experience. And I'm thinking, okay, you're 7 months pregnant. How long ago was this? Hopefully not recently. She's like, I took one, and about an hour later, I drink Modelo, and I had about 4 to 5 Modelos that night. She's like, I was fine. And the woman behind the counter who was pregnant was probably pre-pregnancy, probably 120 pounds. She's about 5'6", short woman, shorter than my wife. And she's like, I was fine. I said, okay. I said, how much is a pack for the two pack or whatever? She's like, it's $12. I said, well, I'll go ahead and get it. So I told my wife, I said, she's like, what are those? I go, THC CBD gummies. Where'd you get those? I said, they sell them right there at the fucking bar. They do? Yeah. Well, and it's not like they had like head shops all over the place. So my wife and I go, well, when are we going to take them? We don't want to ruin our vacation and just be, blotted on the floor in the hotel room. I said, well, we'll take them. You can take them on the way home. Take one on the way home and tell me how they are. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to freak out. We have to go through the mountains. We have to go through all the interstates and stuff. So we still have them. Haven't taken them yet. I think we're going to take them this Sunday. My wife is home this weekend, and I think we're going to take them this Sunday. So I'll let you know next week what happened, because I told you a story. If we've been doing this for 3 years. My wife and I did the True Leave, the little dab. Oh my God, go listen to that show. When we come back, I'll tell you about what happened. I got a phone call from my aunt, my dad's sister. As far as what's going on his side of the family. So stick around. I'll be right back. For 1 full year, and the reason why I know it's 1 full year is because my wife and I, last year at this time, actually it was the end of March, we went for our 10th year anniversary, wedding anniversary. We went to Alaska. Took an Alaska cruise. We flew into Vancouver, spent 3 days there, and then 7 days on an Alaskan cruise, and then came back and spent another day in Vancouver, and then flew out that night. When we were in Vancouver, like I said, we took the gummies and stuff, but I was trying to get in shape, because I say in shape. I started walking, and to this day, right now, even a year and 2 weeks later, I guess, I don't know, fucking weeks, I walk 4 miles a day, Monday through Friday. I'll walk 4 miles first thing in the morning. Get up, feed the animals, do the chores and stuff. I'm out on the road at 8 o'clock. I'm back at the house at 9:10. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to do the walk there. Part of my routine that I've been doing for a year now is I was trying to do a detox type thing or make myself better. We don't have any fast food restaurants around us, so everything that we eat is, go to the grocery stores, buy hamburger, buy meat, buy chicken, buy pork, buy all that stuff, and we make everything at home, which is great. We're not eating fast food all the time. And one of the things that I wanted to do, because I don't drink soda. I love a good soda, but I don't want to drink soda. I try to stay away from caffeine up until recently. I'll talk about that maybe on another show. But I wanted to drink something that was going to be beneficial to me. And when I do the show, if you're watching us here on the YouTube video, thank you very much. I drink these. I have a couple of these, and by the end of the night, I just want to make sure I don't have a hangover or anything like that. I don't overindulge. I know my limits. I know my boundaries, and I know if I got to do shit in the morning, what my cutoff time is. So something I was drinking regularly, and I got like this big 24-ounce Simple Human or whatever, S&M insulated cup is lemon juice from the bottle or freshly squeezed, turmeric, and you got to put black pepper in it, and one of the little Mios like electrolytes or something like that. Sugar-free. Or I would do apple cider vinegar in there. Just a drop, just enough to... And I do that. I've been doing that now for, like I said, over a year now. And I got to thinking, I was like going, I've been doing this for over a year. I don't know if I feel any different, if my body's any different. Now, I have gone to the doctor. I have gotten my blood work back. And, I told you about my new doctor. And she said the only thing that's bad that I have, all my numbers are great. She's like, all the numbers are great. I got a little bit of high blood pressure, but that comes, from drinking alcohol and stuff. And she's like, your not your calories, your cholesterol. Your cholesterol is a little high. It's a little high. We'd like to bring it down a little bit. I said, okay, fine, no problem. But that was it. Everything else, my sugar levels are good. My AC1LKE is good. My whatever levels, everything was good across the board, except for my cholesterol. And that comes from, it's a combination of drinking alcohol and eating a lot of red meat for the most part. But I've been taking or drinking that's my mixture: lemon juice, water, turmeric, little bit of black pepper, and like the Mio, the little squeezy thing. And I've been doing that for the last year. I can count on both hands how many times I've actually drank a soda in 1 year. That's basically, that's my regime. So I was thinking, am I okay keep continuing to do the lemon juice stuff? I don't feel different. Maybe it's the silent helper. Maybe my levels are all good because of the lemon juice, turmeric, black pepper thing. So I don't know, but I just wanted you to know I've been doing it for 1 full year. That's all I drink outside. It's either that or beer. That's it. Just the two, combination of the two. So I do this show, and I tell my wife, my family members, mostly my wife, this show is not for you. I do this show for me, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast here. I do this show for me. I don't recommend you listening to it unless you want to be offended, because I do talk a lot about stuff. Hey, I'm Italian, right? I do talk a lot about stuff that happens in our family. And the reason why I do that, whether it be my wife and I with a towel, or my dad, or anything like that, or friends and family and all that stuff, is because I need to get it out so I don't have bad dreams. And if you listen to it, I warn, do not listen to it. If you listen to it and you get offended, I warned you, basically is what I'm saying. So I get a call in the middle of doing one of my shows. Now, like I said, at the beginning of the program, I do 4 different podcasts. And one of them is like right in the middle of the day. You know what? I'm going to take a quick little break. I gotta pee. So hold on. All right. I want to make sure that I was completely focused. So I don't have outside distractions. So I was doing a show in the middle of the day, and my phone rang. Now I get crank phone calls all the time. I say crank phone calls, spam calls all the time. That's one of the shows that I do is called Bad Calls. If you want to check it out, it's real raunchy. Oh, it's gross. You can find it on, I think, Spotify right now. It's called Bad Calls. It looks like it's got a phone with a angry face on it. And they're calls where I just basically just let these telemarketers have it. Anyways, so I see a phone call and it's got a name on it, and I recognize the name. They're not in my, my phone book or anything like that. It says, I don't want to say the name, basically my uncle's name. My dad's sister's husband's name. And I go, well, I recognize that name. I'm like, hello, Travis? Oh, God. First name. Yeah, who's this? And it's a Florida number. Well, I forgot that my aunt still has her cell phone from Florida, like I do here in North Carolina. So I have a 407 number. She's got a a Florida number as well. Hey, it's your aunt. I said, hey, what's going on? She's like, well, I just wanted to let you know that your dad's brother, uncle, I won't say his name, he's not dead. She wanted to clarify that. She's not dead, or he's not dead. I said, okay, so what's going on? Well, he's in the VA hospital, and he's going through a very, very traumatic experience. And I said, okay, first I'm hearing from it. My dad, I ask him now and then, hey, have you talked to, your brother? Have you talked to your sister lately? I call them now and then, and they're okay. And I talk to, his wife, and, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. So I said, so what's going on? Well, my dad's brother, my uncle, is having a real bad episode with dementia. And when I say a bad episode of dementia, he is at the point right now where he is violent. And the reason why I say violent is because growing up, he's 76 years old. Growing up, he was in Vietnam. My dad was in the reserves on standby. So both of them served in the military. Until my dad moved up here 3 years ago, never, as anyone that's sitting around the table growing up as kids and stuff, he never talked anything about Vietnam. You understand where I'm going? It's those type movies. Oh, I've seen some things. No, he's never been like that. He's never talked about it. He's never discussed it. He's never done anything. He's never brought it into whatever. Now, what goes on behind their closed doors between him and his wife, that's another thing. I knew that not bipartisan, because that doesn't make any sense. By a proxy, I knew that he had a drinking problem. It never showed up in the family get-togethers, never showed up, at any time where like my dad or anyone had to go bail him out of jail and that type of stuff and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what goes on behind families' closed doors, So found God, many years ago, but now the dementia's taken over. And recently, I guess in the last 6 months, it's got ramped up a little bit. He's violent. He's threatened to kill himself. He is very, quote unquote, mean to his wife. And the reason why I know that is because my dad was talking to his wife. He's saying all these bad things, just like he was possessed. And they're trying to get his meds balanced. And I said to my dad, I said, dementia? Does dementia do that to you? And I guess he goes, it affects... I do my dad's voice, but this is serious. He goes, it affects people different ways. And I said... Now, I don't know too much about Grandma and Grandpa, his mom and dad, my dad's mom and dad. Did they have a history of dementia in the family? Because usually it's hereditary. He goes, no, Grandpa was fine. My mom, his mom, and Grandma was fine. No, there's no history in the family as far as dementia. Now, my dad always worries about dementia with him. He's like, oh, I'm losing it. I think I'm getting dementia. And I think it's one of those where you glom on, you hear about a certain ailment, and you're like going, well, that's what I got. I said, but Dad, wasn't he in Vietnam? He goes, yes, he sure was. And he would tell me, my dad's telling me, yeah, he was in it deep. He was in it. I said, could it be anything from like Agent Orange? You always hear Agent Orange and the ailments and stuff that comes out of Vietnam outside of the mental stuff. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I really don't know. And then I got to thinking, I said, well, Dad, if he was 20 years old and you would think dementia or whatever, the acting in ingredients in Agent Orange. And if you don't know what Agent Orange is a chemical that they used to spray on the foliage to kill everything off so you could see in the jungle, because kudzu was all over the place. There was just vines and stuff, and our military guerrilla warfare, you couldn't see or do anything. We didn't have home field advantage, so they would spray Agent Orange over everything, in the water, in everything, and come to find out it was highly highly toxic to humans. So my dad goes, and I said, he's got dementia now at 76 years old. He goes, I guess it's creeped up on him. And I said, so what else is happening with him? He goes, well, he's threatened to kill himself. He's on the 4th floor of the VA hospital. And the VA, there's a window there and he can see his truck outside. He said that he would jump out the window to get in his truck and drive off. He's woken up in the middle of the night, not in the hospital, prior to this, and thinking that he has to work. Now, he's 76 years old. He's retired. And, his wife, my aunt, would say, no, you're retired. You don't have a job anymore. And, he turned around and he threatened him to kill himself with a knife. So he's in the VA hospital. And that's what my aunt was calling me. My dad's sister was calling me about to let my dad know. Now, the reason why she's calling me is because my dad can't fucking hear. So she wants to make sure that she gets all the information to my dad, which is understandable. But like I said, I don't get involved with the family stuff. So as she's telling me, I'm like taking notes. Okay. In a hospital. All right. Not dead. All right. Got it. Doing okay. Okay. And what else? Anything else, Auntie? No. Okay. I said, do you want my dad to, what do you need my dad to do? Oh, don't call. Don't call his wife. Don't call uncle's wife. Don't call your brother's wife because she's a mess. All right. Writing that down. So then I go in there and tell my dad and, all that stuff. But Jesus. So probably in the next, I hope to God, I hope to whoever, they're straightening out his meds. The best part about the VA hospital, this VA hospital, the one that's in Nashville, where we just came from, my aunt said, his wife said, I haven't had to pay a thing. Not a single dime out of my purse, out of my pocket. The VA has covered him 100% completely. Well, yeah, probably because he has, they're probably trying to avoid a lawsuit. The Agent Orange or whatever he got into the shit with. They're probably saying, yeah, if we take care of him 100% and get him back and get him equally balanced, get his, his brain and all the chemicals flowing right, yeah, they won't sue us type deal. So that's been the last 7 days that's been going on. All right, guys, I'd like to thank you for listening to me work all this stuff out. Okay, see you, bye.